Back to another video, and yes, I do look crazy and I do look just awful, but the point is we are doing an update, and I possibly just look really awful only because, hold on, let me at least brighten this up so it looks a little, okay, that looks a little bit better. That takes some bags out of my eyes. But this week is just, oh, let me tell you. I am about to be 38 weeks. I am filming this on Thursday before I hit 37 weeks, or 38 weeks, which is like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is like 4 days left. So technically I'm 37 and a half weeks right now. But I wanted to do this video for Monday because I want to let y'all know how I feel right now. And we are going camping tomorrow. Like Friday is when we're going to the campsite. We're gonna set everything up, and I won't have Wi-Fi or anything, so I kind of have to do it Thursday, schedule for Monday, and post it for Monday. You can tell, really out of breath. And every Monday and Friday is pretty much update videos, or at least now. I think I'm gonna try to post next Friday and do like another update, so y'all will get a beginning of my 38 and an ending of my 38. So, and then if I go to 39, it'll be, you know, that Monday I'll tell you what's going on, and then that Friday I'll tell you again what's going on. But these updates, I feel like the closer it gets to baby, to pinpoint it a lot better. I feel like it helps to do more updates instead of just Monday and just doing it on Mondays. So even though I kind of blend in the half of the week and the rest of the week all together, it's really hard to explain, or I hope I'm explaining it right. I'm just very out of it this week, and I went to the doctor on Tuesday. That's another reason why I want to do an update Monday and Friday, is because I go and see the doctor on Tuesday. So if the doctor says I'm dilated on Tuesday, then I'll definitely film and edit a video to post for Friday so that y'all will know exactly what's going on. And then if nothing happens, you know, on Friday or Saturday, then I'll post another video on Monday and tell y'all what's going on. And then that next Friday, y'all get another video about if I'm dilated some more or whatever. So that's how I'm gonna do it. But since I last talked to y'all, I talked to y'all about my hospital bag, and I've already had that packed up, and the only thing is Josh hasn't put any clothes in there. And I told Josh, like, you have to, like, just put whatever clothes in there that you just want to wear for at least 2 or 3 days, or just put 2 pairs of clothes in there that you wouldn't mind wearing and not having at the house. And he still hasn't done that. Josh still hasn't put the carrier in the car, or like the little seatbelt thing. He's cleaned out his truck though, I'll give him that, but he has not put anything in his truck to prepare for the hospital. And I think he keeps thinking that his parents are just down the road, and so he's gonna have his parents taking care of it. But that's not their responsibility, that's his responsibility, and he needs to do it. And it's just driving me insane. And the nesting in me is like, I don't think it's nesting anymore. I think it's pure aggravation and being impatient, because nesting had, like, I got the house clean. Like, the house is like spotless. I have nothing that I want to do to prepare for the baby. Like, the house is like immaculate to me, and I think the only thing I need to do is like keep up with the dishes and laundry, and that's it. And then I also need to mop the floors, but that's it. The bathrooms are clean, the bathrooms are all set up, everything's just perfect. And I want the baby to be here because everything's so perfect, and I don't feel like cleaning again. And this baby is taking her time. When I went and saw the doctor at my 37-week appointment, he was like, "You're fine." He's like, your cervix is not like, what is it? Apparently your cervix is as stiff as the tip of your nose, but by the end of pregnancy, it can be really soft, like on the inside of your mouth, apparently. So that has not happened. My cervix is still really stiff and has not loosened up, so mucus plug has not done anything. There's no signs of labor. She's officially going to be full term by Monday. I think full term is 37 weeks, but technically full term in a doctor's perspective is not until 38 weeks. So once you get done with your 37 weeks, that's when your baby is full term. Because I saw somewhere it's like, oh, 37 weeks is full term, but then other places are like, no, technically the end of your 7 weeks is full term, because pregnancy is weird. You're technically pregnant for 10 months instead of 9 because of how they measure it, I guess. It's really confusing. This whole pregnancy thing is confusing. I just feel like it makes it last longer, or it makes it feel like it lasts so long, and it's dragging on so bad. So at 38 weeks, hopefully we get some kind of dilation or cervix softening, something. But my doctor, we had like the little, you know, delivery talk, I guess, which is kind of like what your doctor talks to you to make sure to get what you wanted. I don't know. He was just making sure that if we have to do a C-section that I'm okay with it, but he wants to try to do, you know, vaginal delivery because that's what every woman wants to do. And he had to talk with me that it's okay to get a C-section if you want. It just costs a little bit more, but he says if it has to be done, insurance will kind of cover it. It won't cover it fully, but if it's like a medical emergency, I have to have a C-section, then that's when he feels like better to do it, I guess he says. He says that he doesn't want to have to do a C-section unless like I need it to be done. He wants to try to do vaginal as much as he can. He said that if I go into labor right now, that he sees a possibility of C-section. I don't know why. I really wasn't really paying attention. But he says like the longer that my pregnancy goes on, that he feels more safe doing vaginal. So that's great. That's perfect. I did test positive for the strep B or something test. Apparently the doctor was like, you're fine right now. It's just when the baby's born, either I'm going to need antibiotics or the baby's going to need antibiotics. And it's just like a bacteria that can, you know, sneak in there. And he says it's nothing to be worried about and that it's fine. And I was like, okay, I'm good with that as long as everything's fine. I just want a healthy baby. And that's what I also told him with the C-section versus vaginal. I was like, I really don't care. I just want a healthy baby. I just want her to come out, be as healthy as possible, and just have her have the best life. And he was like, okay. He's like, that's perfect. He's like, that's the best mindset you can have. So I am glad that we're doing that, or that we're on the same page pretty much. He's a really nice doctor, and he's been very like easy, I guess you could say. Not that I expect a doctor to be like totally like freaking out or anything like that. It's just he's made me feel comfortable throughout the whole pregnancy. He's like, look, there was like one time I told him, I was like, can you just like tell me something to like keep me on my toes? And he was like, well, you're less than a month away from being from having a baby. And that like kind of, I was like, okay, yeah, you got a point there. But he also made the point, he's like, look, you've been coming to these appointments for 8 months now, I think, at the time when I asked him, like, can you just tell me something's wrong so I don't feel like I'm crazy? And he's like, look, you've been pregnant for this long, nothing has happened, nothing has, you know, been anything that has made you high risk or anything like that. Like, you've been fine. He's like, this baby is healthy and just doing what it's supposed to be doing, and you're doing a good job taking care of your body and taking care of your health. And he's like, you're fine. I was like, okay. And he's like, if you have any concerns though, he's like, never be afraid to just tell us or anything. So I was like, okay. I was like, but I feel like my concerns are mostly like pregnancy symptoms, which they are. And I think when I had COVID, COVID was just pretty much like pregnancy symptoms. So they kind of looked over that and they're like, oh, she's just probably pregnant, or pregnancy symptoms, 3rd trimester. You know, I still have like some of the symptoms that I had before. The only thing is I have my taste. That was the only difference, was I couldn't taste anything, and that's how I could differentiate both ends. So I still have like a stuffy nose sometimes. I can taste my food still, and that's amazing. So if you can't taste your food, that's not a pregnancy symptom. You probably have COVID and you need to go get checked, and you need to get it checked out. COVID doesn't do anything to the baby. The baby is all nice and healthy. When I went in last time, her heart rate was at 150, so that was good. Her heart rate's like beating strong, and her amniotic fluid was a little low at my 37-week appointment, so I have to make sure I drink a lot of water, or drink more than what I've been drinking. I literally have 2 gallons of water in the refrigerator, and I went through half a gallon yesterday, and I'm about to finish the gallon this morning, and it's like 10 o'clock right now, and I'm about to finish the whole gallon from yesterday. And because I started off with like a cup like this in the morning, and this is about, I forgot how it is. If I drink 4 of these, it's a gallon. But the only thing is, I'm not gonna run to the refrigerator 4 times a day when I can just take my gallon bottle and just pour it in here whenever I want and have it right next to me. But I started with a cup like this, and so I drank that, and then I had like 3 cups the next, you know, the rest of the day. So I drank about 1/3 of a gallon. And when I go camping, I'm doing the same thing, just drinking a whole bunch of water, especially being out in the heat and walking around, being outside. I need to drink a lot of water, because that's the whole key. Is the more water you drink, the more fluids you have in your system, the more amniotic fluid you're gonna have. Got an ultrasound, but she is so smushed in my belly right now that the ultrasound, she just looks all squished, and you can't even tell what she looks like in there, because she is just like balled up. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Her head, you can't even tell where her head's at, because her head's so far down in my pelvis, and then her body is so like squished like this, or I think her hands were like this in a way, and her feet were folded again, but they were kind of folded to the side, because even though her butt was right here at the front, her foot was right there next to it. And so she was probably either, you know, turned to the side a little bit. But the nurse apologized. She's like, I'm trying to get a good picture, but it's just so squished up in there. And I was like, I just want to know if she's healthy. I want to know if her amniotic fluid is fine, and if she's growing just fine. My app said she should be about 6.5 pounds right now. And it feels like it, because it's really heavy. I can feel her really low, especially when she starts moving. There's like these, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, it's like her nails are like digging at the bottom of my cervix. Like, it's just like she's trying to dig her way out, and it's just, sometimes it's just like so annoying that I'm just like, stop it. And Josh is like, stop what? And I'm like, she needs to stop it. And he's like, what is she doing? I'm like, she keeps trying to dig herself out. Josh just starts laughing, and I'm like, it's not funny, it hurts. Like, it just feels weird, it needs to stop. But her kicks and punches and her moving around is a lot sharper. I can't tell if it's cramps or anything like that. She hits like a nerve, and it like hits the back of my pelvis, and sometimes I don't know if I should count that as a pain or whatever. The doctor says if it happens more than once, like if it happens once every hour, I should probably start counting, because it could just be me in labor. But he also said the same thing with like her kicks and movements and stuff. If I can't tell if it's a contraction or if it's her moving, then I need to monitor it. So if I am, you know, if I just got done eating and she's moving in there and my belly's moving around and it's like a sharp pain, then she's just moving around and it's a sharp pain. But he says that she can still move around and I have contractions, but the contractions are not going to be just after I eat. They're going to obviously be throughout the day. So he said just keep track of everything you're doing and pay attention, and that's all you can do. And if they start, you know, if these dull pains or these sharp movements or cramps keep happening, what was it? It's like this weird rule. I want to call it the 1-5-1 rule. For 1 hour, if you have a contraction every 5 minutes for 1 minute, but they say for every 5 minutes for 1 minute for a straight hour, that's when you should go to the doctor. So yeah, if you're having a contraction every 5 minutes that lasts a minute for an hour, then you need to go to your hospital and tell them what's going on. And my doctor told me our little game plan, because I asked him, I was like, what do I do exactly when I'm in labor? Like, do I come here to the office, or do I actually go to the emergency room? And he says that depends. If it's during the day, during office hours, then I go to the office. He checks me, does the whole run around, and does the whole routine. And you know, if I need to be admitted in the hospital, then he'll admit me in the hospital. But if it's in the middle of the night, obviously nobody's in the office is closed, and then I go to the emergency room and they will call him and he will come to the emergency room. But I have to go to that hospital. So yep, that's a little game plan. Josh, we need to figure out his game plan, because I'm pretty sure he's just, oh, we'll be fine. Josh is very like, I am a very go with the flow kind of person, but Josh is too go with the flow, if that makes any sense. He's too, oh, well, we'll figure it out when we get there. And I'm like, no, we need it. Why go through the trouble of telling people, can you get this from the house, 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 and they forget something, and then you have to go back up to the house because they forgot something important that they don't know, or that they didn't know that I needed. So yeah, we're gonna try to figure that out. Everything's just hectic, and it's making me more hectic, and the longer she sits in there, it just like freaks me out a little bit. When she moves and stuff, after I eat, it's nice because it just confirms that she's doing okay in there. But it's like the longer she stays in there, the longer I have to keep up with stuff, which I don't mind. You know, drinking water is not that miserable. So as long as I keep drinking my water, keep eating, keep her just alive in there for just a few more weeks, is fine. But I just want her to be out so I can see her physically and finally meet my daughter and finally have her and finally just be done with this. Because even though it's not miserable, like, out of everybody that I've talked to about them being pregnant, they make it sound like it's this miserable thing and that it's just awful, and that they, you know, like the reason why they haven't had another kid is because of their pregnancy, or the reason why they're taking so long is because their pregnancy was miserable. And it's really not that bad. Like, maybe because the dogs keep me active and I keep walking around and doing stuff and keeping myself busy, cleaning the house, walking the dogs, taking care of my husband when he comes home, and nesting and getting the beds or getting the crib and stuff ready. Like, I've been keeping myself pretty busy. But other than that, it's really like you move a little bit slower, you move a little bit gentler because you don't want to, you know, move too fast because it does hurt. You know, your baby has to adjust to every movement that you make, especially towards the end when she gets cramped up in there. So you kind of have to just be careful, because if I move too fast, it hurts a lot. And sometimes I feel like if I move too fast, my water will break, which at this point we're all good if the water breaks or anything like that. So I'm not worried about it. But I'm just wanting her to be here. I'm ready for her to be out so I can show her off, and so I can just finally have her out, because being pregnant is nice and all, and I know I'm going to miss her when, you know, I'm going to miss the little kicks and stuff in my belly, and I'm probably going to have some kind of like, what is it, my friend says that you have phantom kicks, because like, you know, your muscles are contracting back down, and my friend said that she had phantom kicks, and like she would start crying or something, or she would get really emotional because like she missed having that. And I just hope that I'm more happy that I have my baby with me, and not, you know, her in my belly where I can't see her, because I just want to see her. I just want to play with her. I just want to dress her up. I want to show her off. I want to, you know, finally, you know, get on a schedule with my new baby, adapt to having a new baby, and just being a mom. So I'm excited, and I can't wait for her to be here, and I can't wait to do more updates on her, because I think I kind of ran out of, I didn't run out of Friday videos. There's a lot of videos I can do on Friday, but I am, again, so out of breath. Like, she is off my lungs, but there's still a bunch of pressure down there, and it's still a little bit hard to breathe having a whole human being inside of you. So, and it's like extreme fatigue and stuff, and the longer she sits in there, it's like the more fatigued I get. So hopefully soon we will have a healthy baby, and if I have to do more updates, y'all get updates every Friday, because I don't feel like doing any other videos on Friday except for like updates, because I just sit here and let y'all know what's going on, and it's kind of like a real-time live video. You know, it's the only thing that y'all are getting the week of, or the day of, or a few days before. The other videos are probably like vlogs from like a month ago, but keep watching the vlogs, because the vlogs are all about my pregnancy still, and like setting up the nursery and stuff like that, and it's really fun, and I keep watching them over and over and over again, because like it's almost done, and I'm like, these are memories I'm gonna have forever, and it's about to be over until we have another baby again, which probably won't be for another 3 or 4 years. So yeah, I don't want to wait for a second kid. I kind of want to go ahead and have all of our kids, especially before I turn 30, or right when I turn 30. And if I have, or if we plan on having a third kid, you know, we'll have him or her before 35. So, you know, it's all just, it's getting crazy now that this pregnancy is almost over. Me and Josh are like, when are we gonna do the next one? Like, how long are we gonna wait till the next baby? And then we're just playing it ear by ear, and we're just taking it slow, and that's all you can do. We're not rushing to have a second baby, but we know that time goes by very quickly, and it took us 4 years to have this baby. We don't know how long it's going to take to have the next baby, and honestly, if we have a second baby right off the bat or something, I would not be surprised, because that's what I think that's what happened with Josh's mom, and I think that's how Josh and his brother were. Like, his brother was born, and right after his brother was born, Josh was like, his mom tested positive again, being pregnant with my husband, like a few months after. So you never know what life throws at you. I do plan on going on birth control, but then again, birth control I feel like is the reason why it took me so long to get pregnant in the first place, because I was on it for so long. But then again, I'm only going to be on it for like a couple of years. We're ready to have another kid, but then again, we don't want to risk having to wait 4 or 5 years again to have a baby. So don't know. That's not our concern again right now. We're just doing the best we can right now with what we have, and hopefully in the next month or two we get some good news. I don't want to say or jinx it or anything. Like, I want to put it out into the world, but me and Josh are kind of doing that secretly and keeping everything in secret, and we just hope everything works out, because we just want it to work out so bad, because we've been trying to do this other thing for years and years and years, and we're hopefully super close to getting there. So won't tell y'all until it happens, or if it even happens. And if it didn't happen, well, I'll update y'all and say, you know, what it was and what we plan on doing the next year or two. But oh, I'm getting tired, and I'm just sitting here telling y'all an update. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next update, which is probably going to be Friday if I haven't had the baby already. And if I did have the baby, y'all probably still get an update soon, in like a week or two. So if I don't post for the next Friday or Monday, or next 2 Fridays or Mondays, y'all know what's up. If not, y'all get videos on those days. So it's all up in the air. Anything can happen. I kind of want her to wait till 38 weeks. Just to be on the safe side. And if she stays till 39 weeks, it's okay. It's all fine. As long as she's still healthy and kicking and stuff, we're all good. But I want her out probably around 38, 39 weeks. I don't know about 40 weeks, because then she'll be like 8 or 9 pounds. And I don't know if I can hold that, because it's already like destroying my bladder right now, which will forever not be the same ever again. So yeah, but thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.